Hello there, my friends. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. My name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode number 5 of Let's Play Through Final Fantasy Origins, specifically Final Fantasy 1 on the PlayStation 1. In our last episode, we were successful in saving Princess Sarah of Cornelia, and as the king had promised, he did honor his word and build the bridge that allows us to access the northern part of this continent, since, we did kind of save his daughter and everything. Before we continue with our adventure, friends, I do want to quickly highlight for you that I set aside roughly half an hour to go back through the Temple of Chaos purely for the sake of bringing my party up to level 5. Now, I don't think this would be entirely necessary to prepare you for what awaits us ahead in this next section, but as I've mentioned already, because I am lacking a warrior and my team is a little bit magic heavy and not as defensive as it could be, at least not yet. I think we'll be powerhouses later on, but as it stands right now, I just wanted to go ahead and bulk us up a wee bit. So let's quickly just scroll through the stat pages so you can see any changes that did take place and where we're at in terms of our experience points. So Rohit's really has not changed other than his XP. Now, Burl's status page has changed, and what you will see is that I did opt to go ahead and remove his weapon. We took a look at this maybe 2 episodes ago, that the description even for a monk highlighted that they tend to perform much better when they are unarmed. Now, in this first section of the game, I think monks are a little bit better when they have something equipped. Of course, that's up to you whether or not you want to go ahead and keep them unarmed for the entirety of the game, or if you opt to kind of follow my style. I'm just combining words left and right here, friends. But if you want to follow my style and have them go ahead and have the nunchucks in the beginning, it's not really going to matter too much. But I do think we're at the point now where we can go ahead and take the nunchucks off and let Burl kind of just dish out some damage with his hands. We'll take a look at what he can do without the nunchucks when we get into a fight together. So just quickly to scroll through the last 2, because there are no changes to Melvin, nor are there really changes to Tyrone outside of just the fact that they've each hit level 5, and as a result you'll see that their charges for mana or charges for spells have gone up a little bit, both for the level 1 spells as well as the level 2. So that's it, friends. I went ahead and I rested, so our HP is capped out. We're ready to move forward and northward. Now, something else I should go ahead and mention to you guys, since we're going to be doing a little bit of running around the map here to get where we need to go next. I guess this is also a good time for a quick recap that in addition to bringing back the Princess of Cornelia in one piece, we did talk to quite a few of the locals of the town, and they brought it to our attention that there is a woman or a witch or someone notable named Matoya in the northern part of the continent that we should go see. There was some mention of her eye. I don't know if it's broken, if it's missing, if it's damaged. Something's going on with her eye. So we need to go and find her. We also had it brought to our attention that it might behoove us to see a little bit more of the world, and we can more than likely obtain a ship by speaking with some pirates. So we have 2 objectives. We're going to go ahead and go northward, though, to see if we can find Matoya before we do anything else. But here we are, friends. We are attempting to cross the bridge, and it looks like the scene that is before us is our 4 heroes looking in the distance towards Cornelia. Looks like we're looking at a castle or some sort of town. I would guess that's what we're doing. But here we go. Let's see what the game has to offer as the text slowly scrolls up. And so their journey began. As warriors of light, the 4 youths faced a staggering mission and a stormy destiny. And we'll say, sometimes this game likes for text to scroll slowly, and sometimes it goes really quickly. I have no control over this, friends. But it continues. The 4 crystals they carried remained a mystery to them. In ages past, those crystals had radiated a dazzling light. The time for heroes is at hand. Darkness must be banished so the light of peace can illuminate the world once more. Well, I think that sounds like a plan to me. How about to you guys? But it does raise a few questions for me, perhaps for you as well, as to how did our heroes obtain these crystals? Were they aware of the power that was imbued within the crystals? Whether or not they still hold that power remains to be seen. We do know that we need to re-illuminate them, but were they aware of the history to the crystals? There's a lot of mystery surrounding our team, not just the journey that awaits us, but I'm so excited, friends. Our true adventure begins in Final Fantasy. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything so far. I know I certainly have been extremely elated to undertake this for all of you. So I hope you are feeling a similar type of way. But okay, let's go ahead and just head northward. We are going to be facing, a couple of enemies, and I'm going to start out by telling you guys, ogres are a bit of a bear, but they give you some really, really nice XP, as well as some nice gil or gold. I'm going to go ahead and lay bolt into this guy. I think that's what ogres are weak to, but do not hold that information to me, friend. Well, maybe bolt is not the answer. Maybe fire? I don't remember. Well, that's what I was starting to say, is that I don't really retain that information, it seems like, when I play games. It's not something that I meticulously document, even for games that I am doing like a walkthrough or some sort of guide. Well, it looks like neither lightning nor fire were particularly effective against this guy, so why don't we just lay into him with the dagger? I don't want to waste all of my mana charges on one enemy, but I'm very glad that he has missed most of his attacks. So as you can see, the gold is really the prize to be had from defeating these ogres. So if you're trying to save up for something, I'd say they're the ones you want to kind of focus on. Now let's see where we need to go to find Matoya. I truthfully can't remember where she is, and oh my gosh, a lizard. We'll just go all in with attacks. It's just one. As long as we don't miss every attack, team, we should be fine. Oh, Lord, that's some big damage. So now you guys can kind of see what I was talking about, why I think it's a good idea to go ahead, heal up, get a little bit of extra HP to you. I wonder if magic's really the way of dealing with this lizard, but I don't want to... Oh my gosh, Rohit, I need you to stop missing. This is going to be a mess, friends. I guess this is a good opportunity to remind you, though, that I will cut out repeat fights just so you're not sitting here and watching like 10 battles with the same type of enemy. Of course, if there's something special that happens, I'll keep that fight in, or I'll at least summarize the contents of the battle for you at the end, but I won't make you guys watch all of this. I'd like for the focus of our LP to really be on the adventure itself, not just the fights, especially if they're not going to bear any value. Now, okay, this is what I'm curious about. I don't know if I want to go that way or if we want to go more to the left-hand side. Oh gosh, crazy horses, and I have to tell you guys, this is not a joke. Let's go ahead and focus one. These horses can do a lot of damage, so yeah, there you go. Not as much as that lizard or the ogre, but the monsters here are tough. So if you were looking to go ahead and get a few levels on your party, you could do it here. I went back to the Temple of Chaos because I don't want to ever advance forward without you guys. I don't want you to miss any cutscenes or anything special. So I think I'm going to try to get level 6 before we do a whole lot of running around here. We're gonna need it. The enemy's already making short work of us, and we've used more charges than I would like. I don't remember where Matoya is located, so that's partially my bad for being bad and not holding on to that info. Woo, you guys, those horses, they are rough to deal with. You know what? I might actually run back to Cornelia and grab a couple of potions. Of course, I'm not going to make you guys watch all of these fights over and over again, but while I'm thinking about it, did I highlight for you guys that, oh, poor Rohit, he really needs some heals. I'll leave this fight in just because I do want to highlight for you guys that, yeah, we'll heal up Rohit, and I'll just go ahead and lay into him with my dagger. That for Burl, since we did go ahead and remove the nunchucks, as you can see, with him being unarmed or bare-knuckled, he does have the potential to do some combos with his attacks. Don't know if I mentioned it. You probably seen it while I was talking about different things because we've already gotten into a few fights since this episode has commenced. But just want to point that out to you that this is really where the monk can shine, because later on when he is executing those wombo combos, he's going to be packing a wallop, and much more so than having something like the nunchucks equipped. Now I'm going to risk it. It might behoove me to to heal up Rohit, but I'm going to see... Ooh, well, good. That enemy missed. All right, so let's try to get back to Cornelia in one piece. I'm going to go ahead and sleep and grab some potions. The enemies here are tough. And level 6, I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably should have opted for that. Silly goblins. I don't even know what made them think that they stood a chance. But poor Rohit, he's hanging on by a thread. Oh my goodness gracious. I will go ahead and just use mana now. It's not going to matter because I'm going back to rest at the inn anyway. And you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and head back the rest of the way myself, and I will catch up with you guys when we're back at the bridge and looking for Matoya's cave. And don't worry, if anything happens without you, I'll let you know. See you in a sec. We're back at the bridge. Friends, I quickly ran to Cornelia, rested up, and I grabbed not only 10 potions, but 2 additional sleeping bags. Spent more money than I really would have liked to, but I'd rather us play it safely than be sorry later on. And we're already seeing how tough the enemies up here are, but you know, it's okay. We're here together. We're gonna make it. As long as we're careful and we have enough items in tow and we really are mindful of our mana charges, then I don't foresee this being that big of a deal. You know, this game is known for its difficulty, so for those of you who are undertaking it blindly alongside me, or you're watching me play this blindly, or you know, you've watched someone else play it and you're kind of familiar with what is going to be awaiting all of us, you know that fights can be a wee bit tough, especially in some areas. You're really going to be looking at, it being just bad news bears, period. But we're dealing decent damage. I really think the big concern is our defenses. Having the warrior would have made things a little easier for me, but I like a challenge, so I'm not going to sweat it too much. And the goblin guards are not that big of a deal compared to these warg wolves. They deal a ton of damage, and I feel like my party misses them a lot. Again, I'm not sure what their stats are. I don't know how much HP they have. I have no idea. But what I do know is they're a pain in my patootie, so they got to go. But we'll get a little bit more gil, a little bit more XP, and I would not be surprised if we hit level 6 before the conclusion of this episode. We're not too far off, especially for Melvin and Tyrone. So we're sitting decently pretty. All right, let's run back up this way. This is where we were starting to head before I decided to retreat all the way back to Cornelia. Well, when there's just one of them, they're really not that bad. But when you get a whole group of those crazy horses, it's not a good time for us, that's for sure. Who knew that crossing a pesky bridge could bring with it so many challenges? Oh my goodness. Well, I still hold to my thoughts that we should be okay. And it looks like there's a cave right above us. So I think we'll be all right, friends. We're almost there. One thing I absolutely must take a moment to highlight is what a nice quality of life change it is that your characters now auto-target a spot if an enemy does die. Holy guacamole, what a difference that makes. You guys don't even know who have never played the original Final Fantasy. Because talk about there being a challenge to the game. And that wasn't even a good one. That was one that was just a pain in the butt. But we have a Gigasworm. I actually think the Ogre is what I'm worried about. Oh, hold on, Burl. Hold your horses. I don't think Dia's gonna affect the Ogre, but let's just try it. And we'll just try fire in the Ogre. Again, I'm not sure what affinity the Ogre has, therefore I'm not sure what it's ultimately weak to, but we'll try it out. Oh yeah, and Dia was a total waste, but that's okay. We tried it. We now know Dia is not the way to go when you are facing an Ogre. And we'll go ahead and heal up Burl. Having him in the team is keeping us together, and especially late game, I'm telling ya, the Monk, it does a lot of damage. I think the team just looks a little rough. Oh my gosh, Rohit, no! Oh my gosh, and poor Tyrone. I've got to have Rohit attack though. He's kind of my other main damage dealer. We'll do another fire. We gotta get rid of this Ogre. He's whooping our butts. I think fire is the Ogre's weak to. but I don't know for sure. Well, if we can kill the Gigas Worm before he kills us, I'm gonna risk it. You guys know I love towing the line of danger here. And I really should heal Rohit, but nah. We're gonna focus all of our efforts onto the Gigas Worm. And that 6 damage is what got the job done. But again, that gold that you get from the ogres will make a difference. So don't feel like you just have to flee when you see an ogre. They are rough, but they're gonna pay your bills later on. So just keep that in mind. Oh my God, let me in, whoever's inhabiting this cave. We made it, friends. Matoya's cave. Not the biggest fan of this music, but let's head in and see. Is this a broom? Flipper over, flip, flip. El Crick Dinner Trats? What does that even mean? I don't know what you're saying, and I am not sure I want to know what you're saying, but I'm gonna look around here. Move out of my way. There's something on the wall, but it doesn't appear to be anything that I can mess with. So let me see if the broom has anything else to offer. Nope, still saying flipper over, flip, flip. El Crick Dinner Trats. I don't know, maybe it's code for something. Not too sure, but let's go ahead and part ways here, friends. And when we do come back together in episode number 6, we are here in Matoya's cave, so we will finish exploring everything that there is to see and do within this little dungeon area. We'll see what she has to say, if she's going to help us, if she has any information for us that will kind of clue us in as to where we need to go next. I don't really know, but we will find out together. So until our upcoming episode, friends, take care, be good, and I, your host, Rabbit, look forward to seeing you in just a moment in episode number 6 of Let's Play Through Final Fantasy Origins, specifically Final Fantasy on the PlayStation 1. See you guys there!